Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. I'm currently down in a mineshaft area that's near our base. You can see our copper aging farm right here. And I'm just trying to gather some resources around here. We're running low on a few things, and I figured this would be a good time to stock up. In the last episode, we went ahead and we finally got all of our tools and our armor properly enchanted, so now I don't really have to worry about them breaking anymore. And surprisingly, one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft actually is caving and mining. So I figured we could definitely start off with that today. And all of this copper is really good for what we're doing because I definitely want to be aging a lot of this. And we're out of stuff that's smelted right now that needs to be aged. It's so crazy how much copper you get from some of these veins sometimes. We managed to find a spawner over here. It's a zombie spawner, and I got just a couple of things out of it. Nothing too crazy. I might go ahead and leave this here because I think we've got plenty of these back home. We even had another one in here. But I did get a name tag, which is really good. I'm not doing well enough that I just have infinite name tags yet. I promise you guys we're not going to be spending the entirety of this episode down in the mines. I just wanted something kind of relaxing to do today. I figure I should let you guys know that there won't be a Christmas-specific video from me this year. I know I did something kind of special for Halloween because I really like that holiday, but Christmas is a little bit of a difficult time for me, so I think I'm going to go ahead and hold off on trying to do something for that until maybe in the future. Admittedly, I have a lot on my plate this month, not just the holidays, but also I'm kind of finishing up leaving my old job right now, and so I need to devote a lot of time to finishing up the last bits of the project that I'm working on for that. And so that's going to end up taking a bit more of my time than I'd like it to. And I am also working on some side projects at the same time as well. So I'm just currently kind of overwhelmed with the amount of tasks that I need to get done. And so I really want to just kind of do something a little bit more chill so that I'm not kind of freaking out because I've been pretty stressed wondering how I'm going to get everything done that I want to get done. And honestly, luckily for me, the Mounts of Mayhem update just came out, so I can definitely check some of the stuff from that out as well today, which sounds really fun because normally I don't do anything particularly special for these updates. This one, I barely even looked anything up. I know like a few of the things that are coming out, but not much. I know that the Nautilus came out, and I feel like that might actually be useful for me since I do a lot of underwater terraforming and stuff like that. So I would be really curious to see if maybe that ends up being something that I might actually want to use in my world. I'm not quite sure how useful spears will be in my world since it's just me playing, but I might want to check those out as well. And it would be really cool to actually see like a vanilla zombie horse. Don't know how easy they are to get to spawn, but I'd love to see one. Don't know if you can tame them now or anything like that. Might be something that is worth looking into if I find one. I'm going to poke through some of this stuff because this looks like it could be an iron vein, which would be really lovely. I'll take this tuff instead of the cobble, actually. Okay, I don't think the other one was an iron vein, but this one very well could be. And that could be really useful. Oh yeah, this is definitely an iron vein. It looks like it opens up into a great big cave over there, so that's good too. I'm just kind of making the area a little bit safe before I start digging out that vein. I think I'm going to go ahead and add all of my blocked form ores in here. Looks like I can do redstone as well. Let's do that. Just so that I have more room to kind of store some stuff. And then I'm just going to kind of throw out anything that I don't really want. Anything I'm not too concerned about. I'll keep that, I think. And all the rest of this is pretty decent for now. I should have probably put that in my ender chest. I'll do that later. We're going to go ahead and see how much iron we can get from this. Don't know if I'll do the entire vein, because these are usually quite large. But it sure would be nice to have a bunch of extra iron. Holy moly, you guys. I have never found an iron vein this crazy before. You can see that I still have tons of it everywhere that I still need to try to mine through, and it extends way over here as well, and over here too. You can see it just continues everywhere in this area here. It's really, really crazy. And I have been at this for a while. I have a lot of iron. This is just from this iron vein. All of this is literally just from this iron vein. And there is so much more that I still need to mine. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it all right now because this is kind of crazy. So what I'm thinking is I might go ahead and see if I have the resources for a lodestone and a compass so that I can come back down here when I'm ready because geez. Oh, and it looks like I missed some over here as well. It's still going. Just madness. Absolute madness. I have pretty much like catacombed this entire area over here and dug down just crazy trying to get as much of this iron as possible over here. And it just keeps coming. You know, there's so much of it. It's kind of madness. And this is kind of why I don't ever bother in my worlds with making things like villager iron farms and stuff like that because I really enjoy going out and finding all of the iron myself and being able to bring it home because this is just really cool to me to be able to go into a cavern and find something like this and then bring it home. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, I do genuinely really like mining in this game. I love going caving and everything like that. And this just kind of feels like such a good incentive to me to do it. And I feel like if I make those huge farms, I'm not going to want to come down here because I already have all the resources for it. I'm just really happy to have found this iron vein because we were definitely getting low on iron. Doesn't hurt to find a bunch of diamonds as well. Considering how many diamonds we used in the last episode with all of our gear and everything like that, it's very welcome to get those as well. There we go. Got a compass now. That'll lead us back here whenever we're ready. I think the tough part now is actually getting home, and I might just dig straight up and see if we can get home that way so that it's easier to get back down here should we want to return. I made it out, and we're actually not that far from home. Home is just over there. We've got our bridge over there that leads to the village, and we've got our Halloween build over there. So not too bad. We're in the middle of the swamp over here. This was definitely not an easy path up. I had to go through multiple giant caves to get up here. So we'll have to fix the pathway down if we ever want to go back down there. But for now, I'm just happy to be above ground. And here you guys go. Here is our complete ore haul from that. We got the most copper, which I'm pretty excited about because we've been working on utilizing this room a lot and getting a bunch of stuff oxidized in here. So all of that copper is going to help. But we also got a ton of iron, and this is definitely going to help because I have really been running out of iron. We don't have a ton of it left. Having this fortune pick really has helped significantly. Let me bring all of this stuff upstairs and get everything sorted, and then we'll get started on doing something different for the day. Our iron reserves are looking so much better in here. I'm so happy with that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and work on getting some of this copper smelted. That way we can go ahead and start getting some of this oxidized right away. All right, I think I have everything that we're going to need. I got some pufferfish because I'm pretty sure that's how you tame a Nautilus, and I got a saddle. I think you can use a regular saddle for them. If not, we've got some leads in here, and we can make sure to get the Nautilus home that way. So let's go ahead and head out, and we'll try to find ourselves an ocean and see if we can locate one. Admittedly, I don't really know much about this update, so I'm not exactly sure to where to find them. I'm just hoping that I can find one out in the ocean. I'm thinking I might need to do some swimming. Oh, my goodness. We've got one. That was not hard at all, actually. Wow, okay. Oh, there's a couple of them. All right. Oh, and that didn't take much. Didn't take much at all. Let's see if this saddle works. It does. All right. So, if my understanding is correct, we should have infinite breathing while we're on this. Ooh, and we can jump. Oh, awesome. Okay. Very interesting. Let me break my boat. Not gonna need that. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't go very far to find this little guy. I think I'm only about a minute or two away from home. All right, let's get this little guy home, though. I actually want to use him to test some stuff out, particularly underwater building. If this guy ends up being as useful as I hope he's going to be, then I think he's going to be really beneficial to all the things that I'm working on at my base. So this guy is pretty interesting. I'm actually thinking I like it a lot more than I like the Happy Guest, to be completely honest. You don't see the Nautilus nearly as much as you see the Happy Guest, and this thing is quite fast. And you can go faster by using your space bar to jump. You can kind of like launch yourself. You do get caught on blocks like that occasionally, but if you have like a long stretch, you can really speed it up by jumping. What I was really hoping for, though, was something that would definitely help with terraforming underwater. It looks like using your tools kind of still falls underneath the same guidelines as if you were floating, because like when you're standing on the ground, you you mine faster if you have, aqua affinity, I think. Ooh, what can we put there? Oh, we can put an armor on him. I'll have to see if I can figure out how to make an armor. But if you have aqua affinity, you mine a lot faster. It looks like you don't necessarily get aqua affinity, because I'm pretty sure I have efficiency 5 on this shovel. So I should be insta-mining if I was standing on the ground. But to be completely honest with you, unless you're doing something big like what I'm doing right here, having insta-mine is not incredibly useful for underwater terraforming. At least for what I've been doing, it hasn't been. I think the one thing I'm going to have to get used to is not pressing the space bar on it when I'm just trying to go upwards, because I keep trying to do that, which is kind of silly. I don't know what is making me want to do that so much. I think it's probably because I play other games and they have some like movement controls where if you press space, you go up. And so I'm like, okay, maybe if I hold space down, I'll go upward. And that's obviously not what's happening. So far, I think I'm actually really liking this. One of the major problems with terraforming underwater is that your character has a tendency to kind of go into fly mode just randomly, and it can get really frustrating when you're trying to do stuff quickly or build precisely. You end up misplacing a lot of blocks because of it. And while I will have to get used to the movement of this little guy here, I think that will be easier than what I've been dealing with, because there seems to be no rhyme or reason to you going into swim mode and then it kind of glitching out what you're doing. I'd say that's like the number one thing that kind of frustrates me when I've been working on underwater terraforming, and it's made me not want to work on it sometimes because I haven't been able to find a solution. I've spent a bunch of time on Google trying to see if there's like a workaround to stop it, or if I'm doing something specifically that is causing it. And it kind of just seems like it's some kind of a bug or a glitch that's been in the game for a really long time, at least from what I was able to find. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think I'd genuinely be curious to see how well underwater combat goes with this guy as well. So I might have to maybe test that out at some point. Would be really nice if I had a trident for that. But I have not yet found one. I don't think I've actually ever had a trident before. Maybe eventually that would be something that I try to find. I think they're pretty rare, even with looting 3. So I'd have to just get lucky, but maybe we could find a good area to kind of farm for one. All right, so I was able to smooth out this entire side of the terrain here and make the area look a lot nicer. It was very chunky and like generated because of the villager paths and stuff like that over here. It's looking a lot better, I think. Admittedly, I think the best convenience of this is not having to worry about things like water breathing potions or constantly having to surface when, even when you have respiration, you do constantly need to surface. So with this guy, I can kind of just hang out down here as long as I want to, and I'm really enjoying the convenience of that. I can just kind of zone out and work on my project and not worry about it. And this will probably save me a ton of food while I'm doing this, because forgetting to go up for air often, hurts you, and then you end up using a bunch of food in the process. Also, for anyone who is new and probably hasn't seen what the rest of the area looks like over here, what I'm doing is I am changing everything into dirt blocks so that I can transform it into mud like the rest of the area here. So that is kind of the plan, at least close up towards this village that I'm working on. That is what I'm trying to get done here so that it all looks uniform. This is something that I usually go ahead and I work on in between episodes because I know it's not the most riveting thing to watch. But for the sake of this little guy here, I actually figured this would probably be the best test because this is definitely what I would be using him for the most. And I gotta say, he's definitely meeting and maybe even exceeding my expectations for this. So I'd gotta say, he's probably a win in my books. I think something that I'm also really liking about this is the kind of consistency at which you move. When you're swimming around, the consistency of your speed kind of changes. But with this guy, you kind of have all of the same kind of speed. And I think that's just really good overall, particularly for building. Obviously, if you're like racing or doing something like that underwater, you might want that to change. You might want your momentum and everything like that. But I think the consistency that he moves around in is actually really helpful. I think for now, I'm going to leave our little Nautilus friend right here out in front of our dock, in front of our base. And the reason for that is I want to go see if I can find him any kind of armor or anything. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring the extra pufferfish that I didn't use to tame him. And if we find another one, maybe we'll grab a second one as well. But they don't have a ton of hearts. As you can see, he's only got 7. So I really don't want to lose him and have him die or get hit by like a trident or something and then have him die while I'm working. So I think it would be really nice to get him some armor or something like that. And from what I've seen on the wiki, because I did have to look it up, it looks like I'm going to need to go to shipwrecks. And I'm probably going to need to go pretty far out for that. So that way I can get into some new ungenerated chunks and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be our next adventure, is finding him something to protect him. I am finally in a new area with chunks that we haven't been in before. I did find a village that I hadn't raided, and I managed to get a couple of cauldrons, a stone cutter, a little bit of emeralds, and a single book. So that was kind of what told me I hadn't been out here yet. Now I'm just looking to find an ocean, and it looks like I might have just found one. And we'll go ahead and we'll start looking for shipwrecks. Hopefully we'll get lucky. We got another village over here. Oh, this is a really tiny piece of ocean. I think it might stretch that way over there. But I'm going to check this place out real quick, see if we find anything over here that's useful before we head out over there. More cauldrons. Can't complain about that. Nothing I need from there. I'll take that brewing stand. Even more cauldrons. This is actually perfect because I was thinking I kind of want to upgrade our furnace area and add more lava collection and stuff over there as well. So having all of these extra cauldrons is really going to help with that when I decide to work on that. I can never have enough stone cutters. I will always take them. Nothing else really. So just a bunch of cauldrons. We got 8 more from here and that brewing stand. Got a whole bunch of Nautilus over here. There's one here, and there's one a little bit further back. There he is right there. They're really growing on me. I think they're really cute. And just right over there, I see a shipwreck. Let's see if we can find some armor for one of these little guys. Nothing in here. Oh, we got a buried treasure map. That might be useful. Drop those off. Don't really need any of this other stuff. And just some stuff like this. That's fine. We'll take that and we'll leave all this junk behind. I'm not going to take the iron nuggets. I don't really feel like dealing with them at the moment. Let's see, we're pretty close to this treasure, so let's check this out. I'm not sure if you can get Nautilus armor from those as well. That would be quite useful. All right, here's what we got. Oh, we got an iron spear. I was going to make some, but hadn't gotten around to it yet. That'll give us a chance to test it out. I think I can take just about everything from there, and we'll go ahead and break that. I was really expecting the Nautilus to be a lot more rare. I think I've seen like 20 or 30 of them already. I guess it's really good that they're not, though. I can imagine those being very useful early game. We found ourselves another shipwreck. Can we get lucky on this one? We did not get lucky. I'll take the gunpowder, though. And I think that might be the only room on this, potentially. Yeah. Oh, no, we got a chest here. Sneaky in the back. Oh, we got a copper Nautilus armor. That's not too shabby. We'll go ahead and see if that one is the same, and we'll take those books. Looks like it is different, actually. All right, let's go ahead and head towards this one and keep an eye out as we go and see if we spot any more shipwrecks along the way. Looks like we're getting into a warm ocean over here. I think it's a little easier to spot the shipwrecks in the warm ocean, so that's pretty good. And we're back to the cold ocean. Found a shipwreck over here. We're getting close to the treasure, but I saw this first, might as well check it. Chances are, because it's already generated in, it'll have the same map anyways. Another buried map, I'll double check that. Not too concerned about the rest of that. And nothing here that I want. We got some good loot over here, though. I'll take this stuff. Oh, they're actually different maps. That surprises me. That genuinely surprises me. All right, well, we have two to look for then. Here we go. Ooh. Decent goods, decent goods. I think it is time for the bundle of bundles. As much as it hurts me to say this, I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this spear out because they're not hard to make from my understanding. I'll need to put this down, huh? Yeah, they're really easy to make, so I'll just make them at home. I'm not going to carry that around and have it take up a slot while I'm busy doing stuff. And now let's go ahead and see if we can find this treasure. It actually looks like it's really close to that other shipwreck we just found. I feel like I can see it on the bottom there. So we should be pretty close. Ooh, an iron one. Perfect. So you can find them in both. I wasn't sure if you could find them in here, but I figured it was worth the check. So I had a look at the wiki. It looks like the ones that I'm missing are the gold and the diamond, and it looks like you can also upgrade the diamond into netherite. So I think the diamond would be the one I would be the most likely to want for mine. We'll spend a little bit more time looking and seeing if we can get lucky and find that. That would be really wonderful. Quick pit stop over here. I'll take that, please. Some books, and we'll check out this map. Looks new. Another copper one. I will take it. I won't complain. Nice to have extras. I'm wondering if, since you can go ahead and you can get them from these buried treasures, if it's better to find the buried treasures. Maybe you have a higher chance of getting the diamond one from that. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. Oh, this one led us back to here, actually. I just didn't recognize the map. I gotta say, it's really crazy to me the amount of swamps that I have seen in this world. Normally, it is such a pain for me to find swamps, especially mangrove swamps, but I feel like everywhere I go, I run into another swamp or another mangrove swamp. At least I know I will never hurt for mud in this world. Nothing I need from there. Another map. We'll see if that's even any good. Another iron Nautilus. I will take it. I think we've had this one as well, but I might hold on to it just in case. More lodestones. Golden apple. That's pretty good. And I'll take the fire charge as well. I don't think we need the rest. Got 2 gold blocks, obsidian, and another fire charge from over here. That's pretty nice. Got ourselves another gold block. And I'll go ahead and I'll take that fire charge. Just some basic stuff. And another buried treasure map. Let's see if this one's any good. This one does not look familiar at all. Ooh. Oh, and he has a trident. Oh my goodness. Shield time. Ooh. Can we tame this little guy? Ooh, we can. Oh man, would he be a pain to get home though? I had jumped out of my boat and found him because I thought I saw another shipwreck, and I certainly did. Nothing in here. Some books. Another one of these. I think this is the same as the one we just got. Really hard to see. I apologize for that. Yeah, I think this is the same one we just got, and we're really close to it, so. Tons of iron. Probably would have had a bunch of iron if I started taking these, but I just don't feel like crafting them. Okay, so somewhere right below us here. There we go. No Nautilus armor this time. Kind of unfortunate. I went ahead and I put one of the iron armors on him just so that he hopefully doesn't take too much damage. I am not 100% sure we're going to be able to get him home because we are very, very far out. We are at negative 2066 by 589. We are quite a ways out, and I don't think there's a clear water path the entire way home, so I'm not entirely sure that we're going to be able to get him there. I do think, since he is such precious cargo, though, we will try to head back now, though. I've pillared up really quick. I think I'm going to go see if I can find some leather, and then we're going to try to use a saddle to get him home, because I think that'll be easier than carrying him on the boat. Only needed to kill one cow to get enough for it. Perfect, perfect. Because that is all I found. And the only other thing I was seeing was a ton of horses, and I really didn't want to kill the horses. There we go. Now he's slightly more protected and everything. I think on the way back, we will probably double check this map here. I think we already have it, but just in case. All right, yeah, I can confirm. We've definitely been over here to this one before, so I can go ahead and check that out. All right, it was a bit of an adventure getting him back, but we finally got him back. So now we have both of the different types of the Nautilus here. I am so excited for them. I am really, really enjoying them a lot more than I thought I would. Very happy. It was quite the adventure to get him back. I did have to tunnel through a bunch of this area here to be able to get him back because I was way on the other side of this, but it was worth it. I'll have a little bit of cleanup to do for my adventure, but I'm glad to have him here. These little fellas are going to be our at-home Nautiluses. These guys are going to help us with base building and stuff like that. I will probably find some other Nautiluses to use for traveling, but because these ones are going to be staying here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to name these two. The first one we're going to name is the zombie one, and we're going to go ahead and name him Malachite after the green-looking gemstone. And then we're going to go ahead and name the other one Sardonyx, which is a reddish gemstone. And I thought that was very suiting for these two. I'm very happy to have them. I will be going ahead and putting on the iron armor for both of these guys. I would much rather look at their shells and everything like that, but I do want them to be protected. So for now, they're going to go ahead and they're going to have these iron shells, and hopefully in the future we'll find stronger ones with a diamond shell, and then eventually upgrade it to netherite so that both of these guys are really cool looking. I don't know if this will ever happen, but it would be really cool if we can get trims for our animals' armor eventually in the future. I think that would be a really cool addition and would make these guys so super unique. So hopefully we get something like that in the future, but for now, this iron armor will do. And this is our fishing barrel up here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the copper armor in here in case I ever need that for anybody else. I know I pretty much only got to these guys in this episode. Maybe in the next one we'll go ahead and we'll check out the spears and the other stuff that came from this update. But I think that's going to do me for this one because I'm out of time. I really appreciate you guys coming on this super wonderful adventure with me to find these Nautiluses and to see what they're all about and see if they're going to be useful or not. And I really think they're going to be. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break at the end of this year, so it might be a little bit before I get to another Minecraft episode, but hopefully once I have one ready, it'll be a good one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again. Bye!